I'm a game designer and I've been working in the games industry for nearly 10 years. Let's talk about Minecraft's upcoming Chaos Cubed update. So, the new Chaos Cubed update was announced about a week ago at Minecraft Live. And if you've been anywhere near Reddit lately, you know a lot of people are not entirely happy. There's no new armor tiers, no clear progression items, just sandbox systems. But here's the thing, I actually think this update might be way more important than people realise. Right now, a lot of player feedback is circling around a couple of core issues. What's the point of this stuff, and this doesn't impact my progression? And based on what's been shown, that feeling's fair. Minecraft has always had this split identity, a creative sandbox game and a light progression survival game. And a lot of players do lean towards that second point. So, when an update comes along that doesn't add new gear, new bosses, or clear progression elements, it can feel like there's just nothing new to work towards. But I think this reaction is actually missing something important. Because if you look at what's been added, especially things like potent sulphur, to me, this just doesn't feel complete yet. There's danger with nausea and the general environmental threat, but what's missing? The reward. And from a design perspective, this is a huge signal. Typically, Minecraft doesn't introduce risk without purpose, so the existence of these systems strongly suggests one thing: there's more coming. Likely progression or utility layers that just haven't been revealed yet. So what we're seeing now is unlikely to be the full update, but just the foundation. And if you look back at other announcements from Minecraft Live, this is often the case. Mojang have explained before that they like to avoid over-promising and much prefer iterative development through snapshots. Everything that we've seen so far about the Chaos Cubed update isn't really about items, it's about systems. Minecraft's design direction seems to be doubling down on one big area: emergent gameplay. Instead of saying, here's a sword, it does X damage, what they're saying is, here's a system, what can you do with it? There's an idea about how these systems can be used by players, but there's limitless potential, and that's exactly what the sulphur cube mechanics represent. The new cube, absorbing blocks, changing behaviour, interacting with other core mechanics, it's not just a mob. What it is a content engine. Because what Mojang is really designing here is actually in the title: chaos. What I mean by that specifically is player creative moments. Things like unexpected reactions to mechanics or custom minigames and 1,000 other things. And this is huge from a modern game design perspective. Because shareable moments drive engagement, spread organically on socials like YouTube and TikTok, and they can keep the game alive without the reliance on content updates. This is the same philosophy that's not only an element behind the historic growth for Minecraft, but also a lot of highly popular indie games and other sandbox games too. Viral gameplay clips act as fantastic marketing, and new systems like this can be great to engage both new players as well as attract back lapsed players. And it really does look like Minecraft is basically doubling down on that. So, why isn't this update landing for everybody? Because emergent systems have a pretty key problem. They don't feel valuable immediately. A weapon is obvious. A new tier of ore is obvious too. But a system? You have to learn it, you need to experiment with it, and you really have to play with it to actually discover the fun. And not everybody wants to do that. So the current reaction does make sense. It feels vague, it feels unfinished, and it feels like it's missing the purpose. But historically, systems like this are the ones that last the longest. Think about redstone, mob farms, and tons of other aspects in Minecraft. None of these were fully understood on day one. But over time, they became core to the game, deeply optimized, massively community driven, and they continue to evolve to this day. And to me, the Chaos Cubed update looks like they're creating the next, and potentially bigger, version of that. So yeah, right now, the update might feel light on progression, but I really don't think that's the final picture. Between the clear presence of danger systems like potent sulphur, the clear focus on encouraging emergent behaviour, and the introduction of skill-based interactions with the sulphur cube mechanics, this looks a lot like a foundation update and not a finished one. And if Mojang builds on this really could end up being a meaningful update for game progression, creative play, and especially emergent behaviour. But I'm curious, what do you think of all of this? And what do you prefer? Do you prefer Minecraft as a purpose-driven survival game, or as a creative sandbox game? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.